Hi, I'm the department crew, and today we're going to look at wall. All right, and today we got a lot of different things to go through, so we're going to go really fast. All right, this one is a little hole, a little bump, and this is a little. This goes in. This is a little bump goes out. We got a splatter hole. This is a very big out bump. This one I thought was out bump, but it walked away. It wiped away. It wiped away. It was a spider. It was a spider web. What we got up here is we got a high bump. We got a high dot that goes in, and this is a unique feature that you'll only find this part. We have a corner. Corner goes up. Corner goes down. Goes up to the top. Goes up to the bottom. You see additional corners at the left and right. This is just part of the wall. And now we come down here. This is very special. Remember the spider web I alluded to earlier? It's happening here. Look, what you're seeing there is a spider web that is connected to the wall. I'm very bad at dusting. Well, this is an interesting little feature of the wall that I always think. I've noticed it when examining the wall, as I do 3 times a day. Each wall. This flat place, it looks like a spackle was here. I imagine some kind of like coat rack or a hat rack, probably a hat rack, or for a coat. Was hanging here, and in a fit of anger, the previous homeowners ripped it off the wall and said, "Stephen, you always do this." And then Stephen, long-suffering Stephen, who always does this, and one of the this is he always does, respackle the wall when his wife Marsha always ripped things out of it. That's not who lived here before, but like I say, I just like to imagine things. It's just like one of my hobbies. Is one of my things that I do. So also here we have another. It's odd because of its similarities to the last region we were looking at, but this region here was flat. It is flat, so I'm thinking it's similar to this back region, but I don't have the same emotional, instinctive feeling that something treacherous happened there. Also, if you'll notice, there's a number of these flat areas here, here, and here. This one is the only one with the distinctive two surface, two texture to it. So that is twice the texture. So that is really making me think that Marsha did a number here, and that this was just Steve trying to make a more consistent grappling look across the wall as he worked on it. And he also, I suspect he was wearing headphones, and he did not want to get back into it with Marsha, so he just kept spackling long after the fix was in, just to stay out of the room with her, get away from this woman who had done so much in his life. But down here, that theory, it really kind of fit in. And then, but what about this? You see, this region, it's flat and it's got some kind of indentation. So now everything's changed. Now Marsha's like, "Steve, could you take out the trash at least once this month?" And Steve's got a hammer because he's working on his old car up here in the hallway. And he's like, "Marsha, no!" Just smashing this entire wall. And she's like, "Steve, I'm scared when you're like this." He's like, "You better be scared." And he's coming down the hallway, and she's like freaking out. So she runs out the back door, through the woods, to the neighbor's house, begs him to use 911 for the phone. And their eyes meet. And then when everything comes down later, he takes her out to lunch so she can talk about the problem. He's like, "You've lived over there for 20 years, but I never really got to know you." So that's because Steve never let me out of the house with his hammer. And then next thing you know, check back in 2 years later, there's a kid. It's like it's a beautiful story. So that's why I like to look at this wall. Like I said, three times a day, and 3 times a night. I don't think I mentioned that. And that gets you what you need. So next time you want to look at a wall, call your guy. I know all about him.